The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
C.D. Lamb, touchdown.
Parsons has sacked it. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Patrick Walker, Josh Rodriguez, and Kyle Youmans.
It's a Thursday edition of Talkin Cowboys presented by Black Rifle Coffee Company, live from the Star in Frisco, Texas, in the SWBC studios. Welcome in, everybody. The Cowboys in a division week taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Sunday at noon on Fox. We've got Tommy Yarrish, Josh Rodriguez, Isaiah Stanback with Chris Beam in the back. I'm Kyle Youmans. Hope everybody had a safe, happy, and wonderful holiday season. But now it's time to talk ball.
Let's do it.
Let's
Deep-Huish blue.
Talk some ball.
Cowboys,
Deep-Huish blue. Right back after it. Little smelly sticker throwback for all those that watched on Monday.
He did.
I mean, technically, we missed a day of podcasting. What the heck?
That was weird.
Why?
I woke up
Why?
yesterday and it was like, wow.
Beamer wanted to take the day off.
I was ready to talk ball
It's all his
yesterday.
fault.
Yeah, could have done a Zoom
There's a
podcast.
trash ball on yesterday.
Did it during all of 2020.
Did you guys really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
we did the virtual podcast. You remember that? Doing it from
Yeah,
the
that's
crib?
when I first came on.
Yeah.
Beam, that sounds like a blast. Mm-hmm. Do you miss that?
Oh, dude. I feel like that was the worst year for Beam.
I did it from my guest bedroom.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, my
We
guest
weren't.
bedroom.
We weren't.
I have
big
no
money
free bedrooms
Oh
in my
my
house.
God!
You
Buying
can't say
two
anything
iPads,
like that
guest
around
bedrooms,
Isaiah.
No big deal.
Like guest
Gee
bedroom.
whiz.
When people come to see me. That's
Money
what they
bag
do.
Beam. We all know.
Oh, got it.
People
It's
stay in
because my wife tock over the office.
office.
Exactly. Because we both were working at home.
That's where my guests stay.
You gotta
Air
gotta
mattress.
separate.
Let's go.
Like, yeah, the in-laws come on the weekend. You got to get out of your work.
Your work office. Yeah, that's how it goes. But luckily,
Kyle?
we don't have to do that anymore.
First Christmas with your instant family?
Yeah.
It was good.
Instant fan.
Instant. It
I
was,
mean,
that's exactly what it sounded like. Yeah, it was awesome. We had the babies. We went and did a Christmas Eve deal with her parents, and then came back to the house, did our own thing.
I'd be
on
like,
Christmas
hey, you guys
morning.
come to me. I got 3 of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
seriously.
That's kind of the case now.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
So like today is like my parents were doing their Christmas, and it was kind of everybody as a whole came after we did Christmas morning with the babies. So it was just me and my wife with the babies, and that was
Gotcha.
really nice. And then everybody came over last night, and then now my side of the family is staying, and they're staying at our house, and so they're all there right now watching, Talking
Are
Cowboys.
they staying
I'm
in your
assuming.
guest bedroom?
It's less of a guest bedroom and a holding bedroom for when the boys get bunk beds. So we've outgrown that house pretty quick. We bought a 3-bedroom house thinking, yeah, we've got a couple years to go and hang out and be a couple and have newlywed. No. 3 kids very quick.
So
So
you got to have the vision, Kyle. When I got here and I got drafted, I bought the house that had enough bedrooms for whenever I decided to fill it up. And it worked.
you know how many kids I initially had the vision for?
1?
2. Yeah. Now I've got 3, which
3
I'm
instantly.
so happy for.
Yeah.
However, the plan was there was a vision. It just wasn't what ended up
And
happening.
room for more, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
sure, absolutely. Yeah, down the line. Not right now.
More?
Maybe.
Oh, you're
Maybe.
crazy.
We're having fun.
Good.
All right, let's get into some ball.
Get the scalpel.
Very little news and notes from what the Cowboys did. They were on the practice field yesterday, of course, with it being a normal week. They did practice on Wednesday, and we got the practice report from Scott Golnick and the Cowboys PR
On Christmas
staff
Day. Shouts
on
to him.
Christmas Day. Yeah, that's the thing is they're still working. Do you have that in front
I
of you?
do, yeah. So they actually practiced on Tuesday. They had
Tuesday, that's right.
yesterday
They
off.
pushed it up.
So news and notes from the practice report. Keep in mind this is all estimations since they didn't actually practice. As far as the Cowboys go, TJ Bass, Eric Kendricks, CeeDee Lamb did not practice. CeeDee Lamb is the big one there.
Yep.
Jerry Jones said last week on 105.3 The Fan that it's kind of the ball's in his court as to whether or not he wants to finish out the year with his shoulder injury. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on this week. Let's see. Jalen Tolbert was limited with his finger Patrick Nosey Walker had a good story on that on DallasCowboys.com. If you go give that a read. Jordan Lewis, Mozzie Smith, Alsam Richards, whose 21-day practice window was opened from IR, and Wanye Thomas were all full participants yesterday. For the Eagles, the big one to watch is Jalen Hurts is still in concussion protocol. They also did not practice Wednesday, so this is just an estimation, but he was listed as DNP, so that'll be something to watch throughout the rest of the week. They're resting everybody. The Eagles are resting everybody. Saquon Barkley, Mekhi Becton, Landon Dickerson, Lane Johnson, all guys who are listed as rest days. Darius Slay and Josh Sweat as well. If Jalen Hurts cannot go, Kenny Pickett's their backup quarterback. He was limited in their practice estimation. He had a rib injury that he suffered last week as well, so there's something else to watch there. But that is your Wednesday news and notes.
I would ignore the Jalen Hurts injury. He's going to play on Sunday.
You think so?
I think today will be telling. If he's DNP today, I would lean
It's
towards
the Cowboys, man.
It's a concussion, though. That's the only thing that
I
gets
don't
me.
care. But
The NFL cares.
That's
the problem.
All of those are so different.
Yeah.
In terms of how severe they are. So yeah, that's just a toss up.
Well, yeah, it took Jake Ferguson 2 whole
2
weeks
weeks
or 2 games to recover
Yeah.
from that, and
I mean,
Cooper
you
Beebe
heard-
just
we-
won.
We heard him talk in the locker room about how scary that was, and the process of getting through it. So that's the part that you just kind of got to wait and see.
Yeah, if it was any other injury, I would agree with you completely. Right. Where it's it's a sprained ankle or it's a sprained wrist or whatever it may be. But they're 12-3. They're playing the Cowboys at noon. It's going to be an early turnaround for them.
Flexed, by the way. I don't know if we talked about that.
No, it did get flexed.
That was probably
from
the biggest
3:25
news
to
and
noon.
notes that I missed. Yeah, we got flexed from 3:25 to a noon kickoff.
That sucks.
I enjoy it.
Why is it suck?
Because I have jobs, Kyle, and I can't work them both. This guy.
Trying to double dip on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh, it's the CBS deal. Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry. Sorry, boy. It happens to me too. It happens in freelance all the time.
Fudge muffins.
Just wait until next week. There's that TBD that's on the schedule. If it goes on one day, I'm going to have to give up 2 games. If it goes on the other day, I can do all of it. So I'm not going to say which ones because I don't want you praying for my downfall.
I'm not going to pray for it, but if it happens, I'm going to...
So that's the thing is, a little bit of a flex. It's not like it's flexed out of a primetime slot. I don't know if it's a huge deal, but it's the same network. They're just moving it to noon instead of a 3:25 deal. Right. And honestly, what that tells me, I haven't looked at the schedule ahead of time, but that just means there's probably a better game that Fox already had the rights to. And so
I'm curious as to which one.
it was Packers Vikings that got moved.
Yeah, see, that's a
okay.
really good game.
Yeah, that's a solid
So
game.
might as well just do that. That's got more playoff implications than Eagles Cowboys. That might have happened anyway.
Isn't that crazy that the season resulted in a Week 16 match between Cowboys and 17 Cowboys and Eagles, and it's like getting flexed out of primetime? Basically,
It is pretty wild.
That's wild that happened. Like any other season,
Would you have lost your money on that?
There's no way.
On that
Like
bet?
going
I don't
into
bet,
the year.
sir.
Neither do I.
Yeah, going into the year, you would have said. Every time we get the schedule in May, you circle games that are going to really matter.
Oh, I mean-
usually last couple weeks of the year, Philadelphia has decided the division.
Absolutely,
That
and
game.
it would be flexed. I would bet that it would be flexed, but it would be flexed to 7:25.
To actual prime
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's pretty wild.
But I don't
But yes, we are going to be kicking off at noon this week against the Eagles, and that's going to be interesting. Real quickly, we're going to go into QB vision in the next segment, but I want to talk a little defense as well.
They're killing my donut budget right now.
Yeah,
By the way.
that donut. Oh, yeah. You get donuts
They're
back-to-back weeks,
killing
possibly.
my donut budget.
Possibly.
Every 12 o'clock game, I buy donuts for the production team. And it usually only happens like twice a year. Not this year, like 17 times.
It's going to be delicious. Can't wait.
Fudge muffins.
No, donuts. Tell me a little bit about what you've seen from their offensive side. It's tough because no Jalen Hurts. Who's going to be at quarterback? Because even Kenny Pickett got a little shaken up late in that game against Washington as well.
And the McRibs.
What have you seen from their offense that's different than maybe the first time we saw them earlier in the season?
I think their offensive line is even better at this point in the season. I mean, granted, you see injuries now to Jalen Hurts and now the backup Kenny Pickett, but I still think the offensive line is probably the best of the best in the league. I mean, if you look at Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson, it is really, really crazy how in sync those guys are. going forward. And, of course, that leads to Saquon being one of the best running backs in the league. You did not see that from Saquon Barkley last year at all. Granted, the Cowboys were able to stop him in their first game this year. I don't know that you'd bet on that again. You don't have DeMarvin Overshown ready to clean up everything, and you may not have Eric Kendricks on the field. So it'll be tough to stop the run game if they, in fact, want to just run the ball over and over and over again. I don't know how that isn't everybody's game plan against the Cowboys, but you saw Bucky Irving last week against the Cowboys do exactly that. We couldn't stop him. We couldn't get him down, couldn't tackle him. So in this case, the offensive line is really solid, probably the best we're going to face this entire year. For me, that is the bread and butter of what they do. That will get them probably a win. I don't want to see it happen, but probably.
How dare you?
Yeah, Saquon Barkley has been a high-level player in his entire career thus far, but he's playing his best football yet. I mean, this is MVP caliber stuff. He's not going to. I don't think he's going to win the MVP, but he's playing at an MVP level.
Like Raz Al Ghul, he's returned to the fountain of youth.
That's right.
He is reborn, and he's dangerous.
That's right.
And he's green.
On pace for over 2,000 yards.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he cracks it. So, when you look at this team now, especially if Jalen Hurts can't play, it's going to be a much heavier dose of Saquon Barkley because the Cowboys have had their issues with run defense this year, so they're just going to gash them, I think. Because we talk about how they limited Saquon Barkley in that first game. Part of that was in part because Jalen Hurts was just tossing all over the secondary. I mean, they were picking on Kalen Carson a lot that game. A.J. Brown had a big day. So they just made it all look easy in that game. But the Eagles, as of late, kind of like what they did last year, except they came out on the losing end of a lot of these games, they're loving to make things interesting. They've had a couple of one-score games here. 3 out of their last 4 have been one-score games. They've won 3 of them, which is different from what they did last year. But that game against Washington, granted with Jalen Hurts out, they just couldn't close down the stretch. So you wonder if that will change anything, and if you wonder if this Dallas defense just focuses completely on the run and says, okay, Kenny Pickett or whoever's behind him, beat me with your arm. There's your path to victory for the defense. But, Saquon Barkley is going to be the core of this, and he is just playing at an incredible level.
It's impressive to see what they've done with a running back that was on the sideline or on the let's just say on the free agent market this past year, and they've turned him into completely different.
All the top running backs in the league are.
Yeah.
Or were.
Yeah, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones.
All available.
Yeah, they were all pretty much right there for the taking whenever they got there. So I tend to agree with you guys. I really do. What is that? What are you doing? I tend to agree with you.
Pet your friend, dude?
Yeah,
What
that
the
was weird. I tend to agree with you in terms of they're going to run the football.
Right.
And they're going to continue to do it over and over again. I mean, that's
over.
That's how you win football games against the Cowboys. Teams seemingly go away from that whenever they get pressed a little bit. I don't see Philadelphia doing that this week.
Steelers. I mean, it's crazy how many teams have given up on the run against this. Philly did.
It happens
or
every
not
year.
Philly. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Philly did.
Cincy
year.
kind of did.
Cincy did.
Yeah.
Tampa
They
Bay.
still used Chase Brown a lot, but they used him in the passing game.
You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's kind of a widespread problem around football entirely, is that coaches just get away from the run game way too early.
It's a passing league, man.
You've seen
And I
Mike
mean,
McCarthy do that several times this year.
Sure, it's a passing league, but man, you would think at some point in a closer game,
If you've got a
you just try
2,000-yard running
you
back.
try to win up front.
There's very few teams that have the gall to just run the ball. There's only a handful of them.
That's a good
was a
title.
bar, yeah.
Gall to run the ball. I like it.
You like that? You can take it.
It's a title for the episode.
Detroit's one of them, right? Detroit just has that ethos where they just want to just go forward, right? And they'll just do it. Once they recognize that you can't stop it, they'll just do it over and over again. So very few teams that will commit to the run like that. I don't know if Philadelphia is one of them.
You don't think so? You think they'll throw it around, even with an injured quarterback?
Yeah, I think they're going to definitely give you a heavy dose of run, especially if Saquon's playing. But yeah, I mean they'll throw it around. You remember who their offensive coordinator is, right?
Yeah, his name's Kellen Moore.
Gotcha. Yeah, you know him a little bit.
He's stuck to the run this year though, because he has a guy like Barkley. I mean, he had Zeke here for a little bit and had some success, but
And then Zeke started getting injured.
Yeah,
he wasn't the
Barkley's
same.
just on another level in that offensive line, dude. That's where it all starts.
Exactly. And talking about best of the best as far as offensive line goes, when I mentioned Jordan Mailata, I mentioned Lane Johnson. Those both are in the top 10 of offensive linemen in the league.
Shocker.
Jordan Mailata, number 1. Lane Johnson, number 9. And, of course, A.J. Brown is out there.
Who's that?
A.J. Brown, he's a really good wide receiver.
He's also a Heisman Trophy winner at wide receiver. His name's Devontae Smith, too.
Oh, Devontae Smith is pretty good.
Oh,
too,
and they've
in
got
the
a
slot.
tight end. His name's Dallas Goedert.
Screw that guy.
Not as fun. Where's Coy Isaiah when you need him? Tell me about this Eagles offense.
They're really good. They're balanced. They can do whatever the heck they want to, especially when they have their QB1, obviously. Without their QB1, they're not so great. I think they're 0-2 without Jalen Hurts. But with him, you guys just hit on everything.
Is their QB1 really all that?
All that.
All that.
I think he works really well for their offense and what they do.
Would he succeed on any other offense?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think he'll be okay.
I don't like it.
I don't think he'll be. I think he's fine. I think he's fine. Anytime you add a dominant running game to a versatile quarterback,
That tends to help, doesn't it?
Tends to help. Yeah, you're gonna get some positive outcomes.
Weird. Funny how that
It's
works.
crazy. But yeah, their offense is dumb. It's just stupid. It really starts up front. We talk about it all the time about how you have to invest in your offensive line. The offensive line, if they're dominant, then your whole team is dominant. And that's exactly what's happened here. They have receivers. They have a possession receiver. They have two big play receivers. They have tight end. Running game's crazy. They do whatever they want to offensively. And then I know we'll get to the defense. But, you talk about Saquon and him being number 1 in the league in yards per carry, number 1 in the league in scrimmage yards from the scrimmage. They're nasty. I don't want to sit up here and brag on the Eagles, but they're nasty on offense.
I think Jalen Hurts is really fortunate to have A.J. Brown, a guy that, granted, they said that they didn't have a lot of chemistry earlier
Initially,
in the season.
yeah.
Initially, you saw them kind of pick it up in that Steelers game, but he's really fortunate that he can just throw to spots that A.J. Brown will be in the area. As long as he's in the area, he's going to catch it. It's crazy how good A.J. Brown is.
Yeah.
I just think that Jalen Hurts takes a lot of risks when he throws. He throws into coverage quite often, and he has the receivers that are there to run through the mud and basically catch it wherever the ball goes. I don't think his accuracy is on point by any stretch. He's just really fortunate that he has those receivers, but he also is a detriment to the offense when he doesn't read the coverages that he has or read the plays that he has and runs immediately. That's another thing that I've noticed about Jalen Hurts is I think pre-snap, he's like, oh, I'm running this for sure. And that gets him into a lot of issues. I looked more so at the Steelers tape and saw that he was just forcing the run when it didn't need to be forced. He had open receivers and just pre-snap, he's like, oh yeah, this is a run. I got this.
Well, Dallas did pretty good against the running attack last time.
Yeah, they were decent.
Right? Saquon
66 yards rushing.
66 yards. Hurts had 56, but he had 2 tutties. So they've done well against them, but this is a better team.
Yeah.
And Saquon, out of the 16 games he's played, has 10 of those games has over 100 yards from scrimmage.
Yeah. He has 6 games of 140. If he averages 134 over the next 2 games, he would break Eric Dickerson's single season rushing record.
Right? Huh? He was pretty good.
Yeah,
He's an extra game, guys.
It's still it's an extra game, but that's still incredible. I mean, the fact that he's able to do it. Shoot, if he goes off, he's done it already once before, where he could go off for 200 plus. He could get close
LA
to getting
Rams
it in.
again?
Yeah,
Where's that, the Chargers?
55 yards
Rams.
against the Rams.
Yeah.
So if he goes for 255 again, then he would be 3 yards shy of the record.
That ain't gonna happen. You know why? Because we got a guy named Nick Vigil. All right.
Yeah, you tell him.
Patrick's favorite player.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Jalen Hurts and just the comparison. I see what you're talking about in terms of the tape. I think he's been better this year at deciphering when is good for him to throw and when is good for him to run.
Better.
Because he has that run game behind him. In the past, he's been running with Boston Scott and whoever the hell is back there in the Eagles' backfield. Now you've got a dude like Saquon Barkley. He doesn't have to put his body in danger and just take off and run. it's not the Baltimore Ravens attack. It's not the Eagles attack of the past. It's more so I'm more of a quarterback, but when I need it, let's do it.
They're definitely more well-balanced this year, and Jalen Hurts has been balanced as well.
And he only has 5 picks this year. Keep that in mind.
That's
18 touchdowns and 5 picks. You talk about throwing into tight windows. They're still not getting picked off.
One of those against the Cowboys, by the way.
It was
against the guy who's on
Trayvon
IR.
Diggs.
So.
Great play.
Thanks, Trayvon.
But that just gets so much easier for any quarterback when you've got a run game that you can lean on like that, and when you've got the receivers that they've got with Smith, Brown, and Goddard. Not to say that they didn't have some of those pieces last year. The end of last year was just to collapse for whatever reason. But man, when you add a guy like Saquon into your offense, it's going to take stuff off your quarterback. It's going to break off your wide receivers, and kind of off your offensive line too. Because when you run the ball so well and you decide to throw it, it's going to be a little bit easier in pass protection because you know that guys are going to drop back.
Are you more confident or less confident than you were in the first matchup?
If Jalen Hurts doesn't play, more confident.
I mean, obviously.
Well, you asked the question.
But if he plays.
If he plays, no, I would say a same level of non-confidence.
I would probably stick around the same level, but I would say maybe a little bit more confidence, just because you're not you've kind of dug yourself out of your rut. You've won 4 or 5 games. You have some confidence. Even though you're banged up and you're hurt, you're not looking at this as, hey, it's the season's over, whatever. You know you're not making the playoffs. Okay. You're playing with house money right now.
I asked the question because of the level that the defense is playing at right now.
That too.
So
and you
guys are saying that you have the same level of confidence as you did in Week 10.
Slightly higher.
Eagles, while your defense is playing at this level.
Slightly higher.
Slightly.
I have more confidence.
I'm not going to sit here and say that I have a ton of confidence in this team, but slightly higher.
I have more confidence in this game because we were coming into the first game with a 3-game lose streak, and we were probably at one of the lowest points that we've seen.
Remember, I wrote
in many
rock
years.
bottom
the lowest point was a fumble
on the sheet in the press box during the Eagles game.
Yeah.
I said, this is rock bottom whenever they had the fumble and the Terrence Steele pickup. It was Terrence Steele in that game, right? And then Guyton in the next game. Yeah.
Hunter Lipke fumble. Sorry.
What was that?
That happened in that game.
Yeah, that was in that game?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yes.
I thought he hasn't fumbled since
the Miami game.
I could run it back for you guys.
I thought that was Cooper. Am I wrong?
Cooper.
I will run it back for you guys.
Yeah, we'll run it back. We'll find it. Let's take our first break. When we come back, I want to flip things. We're talking about confidence level in this matchup as a whole, and you wanted to bring up the defense. We're going to flip it to the offensive side of things as well. Cowboys going up against this Eagles defense that's pretty good in their own right going into Week 16 of the 17 of the NFL season. When we come back with more Talkin' Cowboys. If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
If you shout, "How about them Cowboys?" you have that undeniable passion that's the heart of Cowboys Nation. And if you like to drink Dr. Pepper, you love the unique blend of its 23 flavors. Together, your one-of-a-kind fandom paired with the one-of-a-kind taste of a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper is the game day lineup that can't be beat. Better yet, gather your Cowboys and Dr. Pepper fan friends to watch the next game and crack open a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper for everyone. The wins will be even tastier. It's a Pepper thing.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Back here on Talking Cowboys, this portion of the show is brought to you by Quaker Oats, the official oatmeal sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Quaker Oats, trusted since
1877.
And what can you do with that Quaker code?
Use the Quaker code in the corner to buy your oats from the internet.
You are so right.
I was wrong. It was not Hunter Lipke.
Who was it?
Ezekiel number 15 Elliott that fumbled in the red zone when you were down 3-7 on the, I believe, 7-yard line, 5-yard line, somewhere around there. With 3 minutes left in the second quarter against the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 10, you had the opportunity to go up 10-7.
Yep.
With just over 2 minutes left in the game, in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks for admitting your mistake.
I always admit my mistakes.
Reminding us.
I wanted to remind you. I wanted to remind you how close the game was.
It was.
It was for a time.
So as we're sitting up here talking about all the positive things that is going on with the Eagles and how Dallas is playing so much better now, but we have the same level of confidence, slightly higher.
Slightly higher.
Dallas was in the ball game with the Philadelphia Eagles going into half.
They were also in the ball game going up against the Texans at the half too. And how did that one happen?
Well, I'll tell you this. Speaking back on how confidence level, I don't think that Cooper Rush is going to throw for only 45 yards in this game.
Yeah, I'd venture to guess.
You know?
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
That's
I
fair.
feel more confident.
But you're going against the blueprint.
Yeah, going up against Cooper DeJean.
Vic Fangio?
Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio.
He's a guy. He's a guy.
Fangio, yeah.
Cooper DeJean.
Probably the best coach they have on their team, I would say.
It's Tommy's uncle.
Is it really?
Fangio?
Vic Fangio.
Why? Why is he his uncle?
I don't know.
I'll take it.
Is Tommy Italian?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. We'll talk more
but I
about
would
that
say,
after a little bit because it's time for some.
Wide 80. Wide 80. It's time for QB Vision with Isaiah Stanback.
Great. Welcome back, guys. This is going to be QB Vision of this week. Was it 17 edition?
17.
Week 17 edition of QB Vision. Last time we played these guys, it was week 10.
Helium QB Vision.
Yeah.
That's always QB Vision.
Steve Urkel.
No, I met him, though. Cool guy.
I wouldn't trust this quarterback.
It's not Coy Isaiah.
At the line.
Not Coy Isaiah. These guys are good. Yeah.
Great analysis.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I'll put it like this. These guys are one of the top defenses in the league. Matter of fact, they are the top defense in the league. So for you guys
they're the top offense and top defense?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're kind of good. Points per game allowed, 5th. Yards per game allowed. They're the top. Passing yards allowed, they're the second best. These guys have people all over the place, and it really starts up front for them. Their defensive line is absolutely nasty. We've talked about these guys in the past. We've talked about these guys in regards to the draft.
Yep.
And now they just have a whole little party of these boys over there. Starting out with the big fellas up middle. Jalen Carter, kind of a dude. He's turned it up. He was a dog last year, but now he's a dude dog who just he's a dude of a dog of a dude who's been turning it up. He lives in the backfield. He absolutely lives in the backfield. He is one of the biggest disruptors this game has right now. We just faced a Vita Vea in regards to just pure size and a gargantuan.
Is this baby Vita?
This is like a more athletic Vita.
Oh,
smaller, not as round.
Is he as mean as a Vita?
I put it like this: he's an angrier, more effective Osa Odigizua. That's what I would classify him as. I like Osa a lot. I think he's very productive.
Yeah, no disrespect to Osa.
No disrespect at all. I mean, Osa's going to get paid next year.
if anything, that's a compliment to see Osa in the same conversation as Jalen Carter.
Yeah, he is your discount double check version of Jalen Carter. But Jalen Carter has that body type, if that makes sense. And he's quick. He's powerful. You really can't double team him because he has guys that play next to him that require double teams as well. He has Big Baby Davis, as I like to call him, Big Jordan Davis in there, number 90. So number 90 and 98, those guys are nasty, but they also have Milton Williams, and he's nasty as well, 93. So they have their D-line is large. They have a nice combination of the big fellas that can hold the 4 and 2 gap, and they have the big fellas that can also get skinny and get vertical and get in the backfield. Behind those guys, you know how I feel about their linebackers. I didn't even talk about Josh Sweat. He's over there too.
Yep.
But I didn't even talk about their linebackers. Their linebackers are
Zach Bond,
Nolan Smith.
Jeez. Yes.
Zach Bond is
he was a pet cat.
Zach Bond.
Wisconsin.
#1 overall
Yes.
rated.
No D. But,
linebacker.
But yeah, he's nice. He's having a breakout season. Absolute beast. I think he's really like the heartbeat at that second level for them. He's their leader. But then you have Nakobe Dean, who's just
so good.
He's an athlete. He's a freaking athlete. He's smart. He's really smart. I don't know if he gets enough credit for that. I think he sees and reads the ball very well.
And he was stolen in the draft. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember because I wanted to get him. Kyle.
A lot of people wanted him.
Jeez.
It was injury concerns.
The heck, Kyle.
And size,
sure enough, he has worked right back through the injury concerns.
No, he's perfectly fine now. Yeah, so you have that. And then we can go to the secondary, okay? The heartbeat of their secondary, you can go ahead and argue that it's Darius Slay, but I don't think it's Darius Slay anymore. I think the heartbeat of their team, you can say it's C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I'm going to say no to that as well. I'm going to say that it's Reed Blankenship. I'm going to say that he's really the heartbeat of that defense now. He is coming down.
He wears glasses.
Busting cats in the chest. Yeah, he will light you up. I just showed these guys in the break how he disrespected Jalen Tolbert in the hole last time in Week 10 on that fumble from on the fumble by Zeke. All right. These guys are physical at every level, and I think that's really the thing from a Vic Fangio defense. Not only is he a Jedi when it comes to play calling, but he has the dogs at every level. He has dogs at the defensive line position. He has dogs at the linebacker. He has dogs in the secondary, and these guys all play physical. They talk. They play physical. They have a little swag about them. They have a nastiness about them. And it's not – usually you can say, okay, well, our guy down there is going to really get things started. You know, like Micah's going to get it started, you know, and then that's who's going to get it started, right? It's Micah or D-Law, right? Usually those guys are going to kind of start
it's Micah and Mike will get it.
And then offensively, you're like, yeah, Brock Hoffman, he's going to get these things – he's going to get the party started. These guys have multiple guys at all levels.
It could be a different guy every day.
It could be a different guy on every play, right? They just do. So their personnel is absolutely nasty. Now let's talk about their scheme. They are a single high team. These guys want to play single high. When you start talking about Vic Fangio and what he does, he likes to play with an 8-man box. Okay, so he likes to take away your ability to run the ball. He's going to put his safety down there. He's going to say, hey, Reed, go down there and see what these boys are talking about. And if he doesn't want to put Reed down there, he'll tell CJ to go down there. Hey, CJ, go down there and see what these guys are talking about down there in the box. Just discourage them from running the ball, and then we can play man-to-man or we can play cover 3 behind it, right? They're fully confident with their corners that they have to play man-to-man. What they did against Dallas last time is they played 88% zone in Week 10. Cover 3. They were single high, cover 3. They'll show 2 safeties up top. Somebody's rolling down into the box, right? And saying, you can't run the ball and you don't have the receivers to get away from our guys. That's what he's going to do. He wants to get in your face, disrespect you, play cover 3, and then every now and then he'll light you up with blitz, right? He doesn't feel like he has to blitz with his guys because his 4 guys up front get home.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what's so dangerous about this.
It feels like they're blitzing when they're not.
It feels like they're blitzing when they're not because they're winning their matchups.
Yeah.
Right? When you have multiple guys on the D line, you literally, if you double team one guy on the defensive line, you're ISOing everybody else. And so you're either going to give Milton Williams a one-on-one, you're either going to give Jalen Carter a one-on-one, which you better not. You're going to give Jordan Davis, Big Baby Davis, a one-on-one, which he just will overpower you. It's like trying to one-on-one Vita Vea. You just don't do it. Mm-hmm. Or you're going to have Josh Sweat. Which one? Like, ISO if you want to, right? So, like, they literally have a matchup nightmare up front, and because of that, their linebackers roam free. Right, and when they roll their safeties down there, that's nasty as well. So when you play that cover 3 or you play man-to-man and you have that 8th guy in the box, you literally can do what you want. Think about old school Seattle Seahawks defense back when they had the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
Single high safety, right? You roll Cam Chancellor down into the box, right? You had a safety. You had Earl Thomas running around sideline to sideline. You had Sherm and those guys at the corners being aggressive, and your defense up front was nasty and aggressive.
Exactly. People give him a lot of credit for the secondary, but that doesn't work unless the D-line is what they are.
It trickles down. It literally starts up front, goes to the second level, goes to the third level. So that's what those guys have going defensively. I don't need to get into all their different blitzes because they just don't do it a bunch because they don't have to, right? Yeah. So coverage-wise, it's not very tricky. They're not trying to trick you. They're literally lining up and saying, let's play ball. My guys are better than yours. And they're at the top of the league defensively because of it.
Yeah. And they continue to do it in different ways. Like you said, it depends on which game, which unit, and which level ends up shining. It could be that defensive line. It could be linebacker core. It could be the cornerbacks or secondary in general. That's what's scary about this team is the way that they have levels to their defense and playmakers at each one of them.
Simply put, this is the best roster, I think, in the NFL.
Yes.
I mean, head to toe. Yeah. It's just ridiculous how well they've drafted, how well they've developed.
Traded.
I mean, when
free
traded,
agency.
Zach Bond was a free agent.
You got to give Howie Roseman a lot of credit.
He's aggressive, man.
Yeah. And, when you look at that 2023 draft class, if you would redraft it, I think Jalen Carter is the number 1 overall pick.
Probably.
I mean, he is a game wrecker completely. And from his days at Georgia to now, he's an absolute game wrecker. So,
and I thought there was going to be a breath of fresh air after Fletcher Cox retired, and then
forget that. Just reload.
Yeah,
it's a good thing he's the only Georgia boy over there, though, right?
Oh no, there's only 4 of them. Yeah, you talk about Nolan Smith, another Georgia guy who plays outside linebacker.
We haven't even mentioned Quinyon Mitchell. Who fell to them in the draft. He's probably the best corner in the draft.
Absolutely,
he was available for the Cowboys whenever they picked too.
Get over it.
Sorry.
Smith,
I didn't even mention Cooper DeJean.
Cooper DeJean, that secondary is, for how young they are, they're incredibly talented. So this team is going to be good for a really long time. And I know Cowboys fans don't want to hear that, but that's just how they've built this roster. Nolan Smith, last 5 weeks, 11 pressures on 115 pass rushes. That's nearly as many as he had in the other 26 games of his entire career.
Yeah.
So he's playing some of his best football, and this Eagles team, even coming off of that loss against Washington, I think has a little bit more to prove this week. They've got a chance to clinch the division if they win on Sunday. Just a really, really, really scary team when they're healthy and when they're playing at a high level. Now, when it comes to the Cowboys' offense, it's not the best matchup because Cooper Rush does not play well against zone, and he does not do well under pressure. So this is going to be, for me, this is a Mike McCarthy prove-it game where you've got to come out, you've got to have a good script, you've got to have great play calls, you've got to get your quarterback the ball out fast, get it to your playmakers in space, and test some of the younger guys in the secondary. The Commanders kind of picked on Quinyon Mitchell a little bit down the stretch there. That's not going to happen every time. He's way too good to get beat each time. But you've got to find a way to test these younger guys like DeJean, Blankenship, and Mitchell on the outside if you want to win this game.
I just mean you say that, and we're testing them with with the receiving core that we currently have. But I get it.
I understand.
Get out there, Jonathan Mingo. Get it done, dog.
Yeah, if Jonathan Mingo can finally get a good pass, maybe we can.
Ooh.
I have a question.
Yes, throwing shots at Cooper Rush.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying he poor guy.
My instincts say that CD is probably going to wrap it up for the year.
I'm kind of in that.
I would not
camp
shop
too.
My Spidey. No, that's my opinion.
Let me just preface this that none of us know anything in terms of whether he'll be there or not.
We're sitting in a podcast studio.
Yes.
Okay? My spider sense to say that though, right? Like what's for what?
If Jerry give us the cold shoulder.
If Jerry is saying, good call. If Jerry is saying that on the fan that it's in the ball is in his court to whether or not he wants to go.
Yeah. And think about it from his.
I think that's the tell sign to me is like, man, he fought through. Yeah. He got to 100 receptions on the year. He had another 100-yard game.
And think about it from the business perspective. And as a fan, right? As a fan, do you want to subject CeeDee Lamb to a potential major injury that he would not be available to you next year?
No.
No.
And doesn't start the season at training camp, which he needs to do.
So that's what these guys, this organization is looking at. Yeah. CeeDee, you've done everything that you can. You've shown your heart. Go sit your butt down. That's my opinion. Okay, so with the potential of no CeeDee Lamb, what is your angle against this defense?
Oh, good luck.
45 passing yards,
maybe
over under.
I'm taking the over on that one.
Who's your leading receiver?
Cooks,
probably Cooks or Tolbert. I would say
Tolbert. Yeah. Tolbert and
he's been
Cooper
playing
Rush
he's been playing better the last few
weeks.
weeks.
They've had a lot of chemistry.
Luke Schoonmaker
playing better. Yes, Ferguson could be a good option.
Fergie. Who's your top receiver, Isaiah?
You just deleted that fruit.
Where did the fruit come from?
It was there.
You just deleted it.
Well, who's your top receiver?
We got to go to break.
We'll answer that right after this with more Talking Cowboys.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
They say champions are remembered, but legends are never forgotten. United Ag and Turf offers a winning lineup of John Deere equipment built to tackle any challenge on and off the field. Legendary John Deere tractors, combines, residential mowers, commercial mowers, compact construction equipment, Gator utility vehicles, and a full line of golf and sports turf equipment. United Ag and Turf, the official Ag and Turf equipment supplier of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com to find a location near you.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
And we're going to overtime.
Erica, how much have I spent on concessions?
For questions about their money, Dallas Cowboys fans can turn to Erica, the virtual financial assistant in the Bank of America mobile banking app. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/Erica by your side. Bank of America, official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Erica responses may vary. Digital tools featured require downloading the mobile banking app and may only be available on select mobile devices. Erica is a mobile feature only available in the English language. Your chat may be recorded and monitored for quality assurance. Message and data rates and additional terms may apply. Bank of America, N.A., member FDIC.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Back here on Talking Cowboys, this segment is brought to you by Invisalign, the official smile of the Dallas Cowboys. Back alongside Tommy Yarrish, Josh Rodriguez, Isaiah Stanback,
What'd you get for Christmas,
Chris Beam
man?
in the back. I'm Kyle Youmans.
Kids, 3 of them.
Bro. A lifetime of bills.
Yeah. I got some concert tickets from my wife, which I'm really excited about.
Nice.
A bill for a Zoom call.
It's one of my favorite artists. His name is Bear Reinhardt. He's the lead singer of Need to Breathe, which is a band that I'm really into. But he does like a solo tour, and he's going to Austin. And so me and my wife are going to go down and have
What
like
genre
an
of
Austin
music?
weekend.
That's the
kind of like indie.
What
was it?
What was that?
That's the kind of genre, right?
Maybe.
It's like Bad Boy Country?
No, it's not Bad Boy Country.
Oh, okay.
No, Bear Reinhardt sounds like Bad Boy Country,
Yeah.
but
That's a great
he does
country
wear a
name.
cowboy hat. No, it's kind of like indie, but not
okay.
like it's like indie acoustica or whatever they call it. It's really like a non-genre. Like he does a bunch of different things, but he's one of my favorite artists. So that's what she got me for Christmas. So.
That's very nice. What'd you get, Isaiah?
Got some shoes.
What kind of shoes? Like Jordans? Or?
Got some shoes.
We're talking like Calvin Klein.
I've never had a pair of J's, as these guys know.
Okay.
You did not.
I received some J's.
Oh! Did you get some ones, or what'd you get?
I don't even know the name of them, bro.
Oh.
I don't know the Jordan line.
I need a picture.
I'll send you some pictures.
Okay.
I got some shoes. Got some
Let's
clothes.
see 'em on Pregame Live.
Got a bag. Got a carry-on bag.
Nice. Because you travel every once in a while.
Every so often.
Yeah.
And then I got my favorite gift, I would have to say, all right, is I got a letter from my oldest daughter.
Oh.
A handwritten letter.
Oh,
That's
I
awesome.
love that.
it's fantastic.
Cherish that, man.
Definitely my favorite.
That's cool. I love that. What'd you get, Tommy?
I got some clothes.
Nice.
Also got some J's.
Yeah.
That
Made
was
the trip
nice.
down to
Tommy's shirt
H-Town,
game
right?
is
Yeah,
fire.
man, the best gift was being with my family. I enjoyed a lot of it. So
Same.
Amen, brother.
What time did you wake up?
today,
No.
On Christmas?
No, on Christmas.
On
Yeah.
Christmas? We do Christmas later in the day. We started at like noon, so I woke up.
Wow.
Yeah. We
were taking our nap at that time.
Yeah, easy.
I was 10 o'clock. I think I woke up. So
okay.
that was my sleep
bad.
day. So
nice. Enjoy that. That's
yeah,
a
I
gift
did.
in its
enjoy
own
it.
right.
Next year,
I
you gotta
promise.
get woken
That was a
up.
pretty good gift.
I don't know if next year. It might be the year after that. You think it'd be like there'll only be what is that?
Two?
Yeah, almost 2 years.
They're
old?
waking you up, bro.
Like 4 a.m. It's Christmas,
Bro, my kids came in and woke us up at 5.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah. I used to
Ready
do that to
go.
my parents for
Hyped.
sure.
And
Yeah.
you have to get it. You're like, oh yeah, of course.
Pretty sure my daughter did a cartwheel into a backflip and landed on the bed.
What was the best thing you got, Josh?
The love of my family and some cold hard cash, baby. You know what I mean? That's the best
do
gift
know
of
what
all.
you mean. I absolutely know what you mean. If you ever need a gift idea, there you go.
Some cold hard
Got some
cash.
great leftovers. Great, Beamer. What did Beamer get?
Did you get the Oculus or whatever it is? The
No.
VR? No. What'd you get?
Yeah,
V-Bucks.
Yeah, right. we spend all our stuff on the kids, so me and my wife just
chilled this year.
No, we don't really get each other anything.
Oh.
We usually spend it on the kids.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of how we roll.
That's nice.
I set a budget for myself and my wife this year. I told her we're not going crazy this year.
We didn't either. Yeah, we did the same.
You got Jay's a bag. And he's just like
that budget's a little higher than others.
Not for my wife.
Yeah, just saying.
Budget.
No, we had a $200 limit this year.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow, so you got those J's for what? $12?
No, I didn't say the J's came from my wife.
We do a
Who's giving you J's?
I was gonna say,
Good morning, football.
exchange
really
with
good
my
friends.
Did Good
in-laws.
Morning Football give you J's? Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. They didn't send me a gift.
No, we do a
Those
gift exchange
jerks.
with our in-laws that everybody brings a game, and you do like a white elephant with like games.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
So
cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
we got a pretty cool game that we played like 4 times already.
Yeah, there you go.
Got my wife one of those Kindles. You know what I mean? The
Oh, nice.
paper
Reading
white
joints,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm stealing it. I'm using it now. Like I'm reading on that
That's
thing.
dope.
those are cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. All right, let's answer the question we asked going into the last break. Who's the leading receiver for this team, Isaiah, on Sunday?
Yeah. Okay. So with the potential of no CD Lamb, and pick up where we left off, I believe that it has to be Ferguson, or I think it's going to be Mingo.
Bingo.
Bingo! It's Mingo.
Okay, so make a pick. Let's play a game here.
All right.
Speaking of playing a game, let's play a game. Make a pick. Winner has to get coffee for the rest of us all of next week.
winner?
Or the losers.
Oh.
Loser has to get coffee for the winner.
there's gonna be 3
for the
losers.
rest of next week. Yeah, exactly. Like one a day, basically.
Just, how about coffee for the crew
All right.
one
so
day?
I'm
Yeah, that's
saying-
fine. Let's do that.
Yeah,
That's work.
trying to
That's
drain
easier.
our
We're
bank
talking about
account,
reception leader or yards
Well,
leader.
no,
Which
we
one?
have a coffee machine in here.
We do it yards leader or reception leader?
Yardage leader.
Yardage leader.
Yardage leader on the day.
I am going to go with, let's go with Mingo.
Okay.
Okay,
Who you got?
fair enough. Oh goodness gracious.
I made the bet. I'll go last.
Yeah. Give me Jalen Tolbert.
Tolby.
Brandon Cooks.
Do it.
You have to go with Deuce now.
Do it.
We go Dowdle. No, I'm gonna say Jake Ferguson.
Fergie.
Give me Fergie.
Fergie.
I think he ends up having a big day. It's about time he's due for a big day.
They're not going to make him stay in the block?
No, I think he'll play well, and they're gonna dump it off a ton because they're not gonna be able to throw it 10, 15 yards downfield. It's gonna be underneath stuff in the flat. So
Who said Mingo?
we'll see.
I did.
You don't even
okay.
need to watch pregame live. You just
There
there
you
you go.
go.
Who you
Isaiah.
got, Boomer?
Yeah.
No, Isaiah. Mine's gonna be a mocha from you, buddy.
Who's yours, Beam? I'll get you involved on this. You've got some names.
You guys
left.
took them all.
No, that's not all of them.
Oh, you got Schoonmaker out there?
Yeah,
Makers there.
that's really it. Actually,
That's about it. I mean, I'm looking at the
Ryan
injury
Flanoy.
report, and
Ryan
Jalen Brooks
Flanoy.
is on the injury report, DNP. So I'm like, I'm not going with him.
yeah, it is pretty much.
Flanoy had a good game last week.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, Flanoy did have a good game.
Well,
That's a good call.
well,
You should switch to that one.
I'm good.
you want to go to that?
No, I'm good. I'll stick with Cooks.
All right,
Cooks
so there you go.
is probably would have been Mike.
Yeah, it would have been your guess.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll let Beamer just tag on with Cooks.
If I get it with Mingo, you guys owe me double time.
I mean, the guy has like what 3 catches.
Yeah.
They're gonna
So
fall year.
lowest receiving total has to get coffee for the crew one day.
Deal.
That's and it's got to be Black Rifle.
Oh, well, there's no Black Rifles on my way.
That's the only coffee on this darn.
That's the only coffee we're able to
Can someone give Isaiah like one of these long orders so he has to read it off in the line?
Can I get a double pump, double? Or
Yeah,
whatever
exactly.
Yeah.
Something like that. So he has to be like, all right, guys. First of all, and the people behind him are honking their horn.
You gotta
one
look
order.
up like
You guys stop it! I got coffee.
The order is so long, it's just a glass.
Don't be like, I just want mine black. Like, no.
The order is so long, it just becomes a glass of milk.
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell?
Exactly.
What the hell is this?
Yeah.
Milk on ice.
I just found the longest possible Starbucks order.
Black Rifle
Did you look it
coffee
up?
order.
Yeah,
longest Black Rifle coffee
There you
order
go.
possible.
Yep.
We would be here for another 10 minutes.
Nice. Let's go. That's what somebody's going to order. I love it. All right, that does it for us. We'll be back tomorrow. Cowboys, Eagles, continuing the preview with a little Say It With Your Chest Friday here on this holiday week. Have fun with the family if you're still celebrating. Be safe. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time, to lead you in the kickoff between the Cowboys and the Eagles. For Chris Beam, Isaiah Stanback, Josh Rodriguez, Tommy Yarrish, I'm Kyle Youmans saying so long from Talkin Cowboys. We'll see you tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!